What's going on, guys? Checking in from St. Petersburg for the last time. I'm heading down to Moscow tomorrow ahead of Sunday's World Cup final between Croatia and France. Just thought I'd give you a few takes on what I'm looking forward to, what I'm seeing ahead of this World Cup final. First of all, the two different dynamics in the dressing rooms. Croatia, I think a bit more relaxed. I think a bit more accepting of whatever happens in this final. I wouldn't say just happy to be here, but they know that they've already achieved more than the 1998 squad with Davor Suker that finished third place in France. They know that probably no matter what happens, assuming they don't get blown out like Brazil did 4 years ago, that the people of Croatia are going to respect what they've done at this tournament. They've already outpaced the 98 squad, which finished third, because they're guaranteed to finish second. So I think it's not a just happy to be here mentality. I think they can go on and beat France. But at the same time, they're kind of playing with house money at this point, because nobody, I think, in that country is going to be too upset if they lose this final, because they've impressed, they've made their people proud, and they're going into this final as underdogs, and they know that. Compare that to Didier Deschamps in the French dressing room, and there's a bit of impending doom. What happens if they don't win this final after losing the Euro final 2 years ago to Portugal? They could become the first UEFA side to ever drop back-to-back major tournaments. After the 98 squad, of course, won a World Cup followed by a Euro. So Didier Deschamps not too eager to compare this current group of French players to the 98 squad. I don't know if it's out of pressure. I don't know if it's just out of the expectation of every generation of French players are expected to win a World Cup, to win a European Championship. And they go into this match as favorites. Why do they go into this match as favorites? A few reasons. Kylian Mbappe has been tremendous at this tournament. There are very few players in the world right now, when they get on the ball, the crowd stands. There's a rumble in the crowd. There's a dull roar waiting to see what this player can do. Kylian Mbappe, after what he did against Argentina, if he can replicate that in a final, it'd be spectacular. Olivier Giroud, will he finally show up in front of goal? He's received some criticism at this tournament, France's number 9. Didier Deschamps has backed him, saying that he's done all the dirty things a target man's supposed to do. He's connected things. He's fought off defenders. He's done okay this tournament. I'm not buying that. I think he needs to produce at this final for France to probably have a good chance to win this game. And Antoine Griezmann, he's received some criticism as well, but I think it's a bit unwarranted. I think he's playing a little bit different at this tournament, not playing as high up the field. He knows he has to drop in and support Pogba a bit, pull some strings behind the strikers. And I think he's done that. I think France's back line is superior to Croatia. And I think overall the roster is just better. So you look at this game and you say France has a better chance of winning this World Cup. That said, I also thought England had a better roster, but then you see what Croatia's midfield does in that game with Rakitic and Modric really pulling strings, and you have to give Croatia maybe an advantage in midfield. So Croatia goes in as underdogs. They have a few difference makers. Ivan Perisic has been fantastic at this tournament, always one of the most underrated players at Euros or World Cups, wherever he may be. But I still think France is probably going to be too strong come this final. You look at where I'm staying right now, don't worry, I know it's a bit run down. It's a St. Petersburg, an old hotel. Back behind me, they're actually renovating rooms, kind of turning them into Airbnb, so it's a bit nice. So that gives you maybe a little bit of sense of my living quarters in St. Petersburg. I'm heading down to Moscow tomorrow by train. It's a 4-hour ride. I'm going to check in from there until then. We'll see you next time.